Don't those guys ever quit? Time for wrestling news with Bo and Comicbookman.
No, impossible. I'm fully booked for the next 2 centuries.
Wrestling News, episode 48, Glutton for Gluten.
Hey folks, how you doing? Comicbookman here. Welcome to my video outhouse. It's time once again for...
Wrestling news, kids.
Oh, man.
Basically, this
Right
is
there.
TNA and other non-WWE stuff.
Right there, picking up his cue. And of course, wrestling news is coming to you from Alternate Reality, which is coming to you from beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood, the intersection of 111th and Kedzie. Alternate Reality, where all new comics are 15% off every day for everyone. We don't really have any wrestling comics. There's a WWE comic, but that's about it.
That book really sucks.
But it's a wonderful book.
It sucks.
Knocking down the crops.
Sucks.
It's a wonderful, wonderful book.
It blows.
But as Happy Sam here said, this is an all TNA wrestling
6 on 8.
update. And are we okay? Okay, we're good. Okay.
When you move, I move.
Yeah, I can see that. The first story we got is the Shawn Davis Project. What is it? Is that like the Spencer Davis Group? What's the
Shawn Davis Project. We told you about this a while ago. This was the new Florida-based place. It has a new official name as Worldwide Wrestling Promotions. They sent out a letter to members of the front office which said that they will not be starting their payroll until January. Okay. When this promotion does start, and apparently they've got some TV deal they're already working on, they still plan on offering a health and benefits plan to all the wrestlers who are going to be working for them. And there are a number of wrestlers who have already signed up. They've also reached out to Paul Heyman.
Who's doing something in MMA.
Who's doing something in MMA and basically hanging out because he says he's probably not going to TNA because TNA won't fire everybody.
Check the MMA news for more about Paul Heyman.
And Jerry Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett's dad. But when this thing starts up, it's more likely going to be a TV. They won't be buying any time, but it won't be starting out until January.
We have a retirement announcement for you. A retirement announcement from someone who should have died almost 20 years ago, who's still living, who's still with us. God bless him. God bless him. He's one of the greats of professional wrestling, but the man's been trying to kill himself now for 25, 30 years. And of course that man is...
Jake the Snake Roberts. He announced his retirement from active wrestling at a New York show for some independent
He
people.
announced his retirement from wrestling at a 7-Eleven.
Well, he announced
where
it.
he was getting a Slurpee.
Jake's 55 years old.
He told the guy behind the counter, "Yeah, I'm retired from professional wrestling."
No, he announced it to the crowd, and they all gave him a
What
good
crowd?
hand. Well, all 20 or 30 of them, they were there.
Might as well have done it at the 7-Eleven buying a Slurpee.
But he announced his retirement from active wrestling, so he won't be in the ring locking it up anymore. So I guess it means he's going to take all the snakes back to the snake farm.
I hope, Jake, that you cleaned your act up at least a little bit so that you can make it to a longer life than where you're at right now. Any idea how old he is?
55.
55?
He's old.
He's got a lot of miles. He's got a lot of miles on him, which happens to professional wrestlers, but he's also put a lot more miles on him through abusing himself. I hope you get your act cleaned up, Jake. Seriously. I remember watching that documentary of you and what a train wreck your life had turned into, and I hope that everything is better for you now than it was then. And if it isn't, get your act together.
Now, speaking of people getting their act together, this isn't on the script. Scott Hall, right now, he's in rehab. He went to rehab.
Jake the Snake Jr.
The WWE is paying for him. He's in rehab for the 3rd time, and they're hoping this one takes.
Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm.
So don't believe any rumors you read on the internet about him being sick. And the whole W pneumonia thing we were talking about, it wasn't double pneumonia. It was the fact he was in rehab.
Okay. Team 3D. Team 3D. What's up with them?
Their TNA contracts are set to expire. The two sides are negotiating right now. They haven't really signed anything. They haven't signed an extension or not. But their contracts are coming to an end actually right about now. Right about now. Now, they're more than likely they're going to stay at TNA. I don't think there's any interest in them going back to the WWE. Bubba, no. Devon, maybe. But the WWE doesn't push tag teams, so they're more likely to be staying in TNA.
Okay. Last story we have is a death notice. A wrestler died recently, and that wrestler is Luna Vachon, of the Vachon family, which has been snake bit, going back to Jake the Snake Roberts, snake bit for decades. If you know anything about professional wrestling, you know that. What's up? What happened to Luna?
She was found dead on the 27th at her mother's house in Florida. She was 48 years old. Now, she has suffered in the past, and supposedly to the present, from bipolar issues. She also went to WWE-sponsored rehab twice, the last time in June of 2009. This hasn't really been a good month for Luna Vachon because earlier in the month, she lost almost everything she owned when her home in Florida burned to the ground. So she was living at her mom's house, and she was found dead. Autopsy reports are supposedly going to be in relatively quickly. There's no foul play expected. She probably plain old died. The question will be, Luna Vachon did wrestle for the WWE. Will they mention Luna Vachon's death on the 900th episode of Raw on Monday? Maybe, but they didn't announce Lance Cade's death, and so unless they get a clear answer, the WWE will probably just pretend that Luna Vachon never existed.
I would assume that for Raw 900, which will have long since happened by the time you see this, but I would assume that for Raw 900, it's all going to be sunshine and smiles, and we're at 900, isn't that wonderful? And we're not going to have any downer stuff on that one. Okay, our condolences go out to what's left of the Vachon family. We're sorry for your loss, and we hope that things are better for all of you in the near future. And that's it. We're done. We're finished. We're out of here. We've got no more wrestling news, but you can go to the store's website and check out all the wrestling news that Bo sends me that I post up. And Bo, where is that?
Sarah knows where all this is. And do you bookmark it? If you have it bookmarked at home?
I update it.
Well, see. Jeff, you got it bookmarked?
I'm not on the internet.
He doesn't have a computer.
But Sarah knows, so check with Sarah. Look at the little video piece that happens after I stop talking.
www.myalternatereality.com.
So stop off at the store's website and check out all of his news. And until next time, this is Comic Book Man, who is filling in for Uncle Pete. I didn't mention stop at the show. I'm filling in for Uncle Pete because he got called out onto the road early, and so he couldn't do the show this week, so he's not with us. But next time, he'll be back. And this is...
Bo.
Hey,
I was looking at Jeff. You looked a little woozy over there.
Until then, until next time, until we meet again, au revoir. The alternate reality hero of the month this month is Wolverine. That's right. The man who's the best he is at what he does is going to be 25% off all month long here at Alternate Reality. All of his soft covers, all of his hard covers, all of his essentials. Every Wolverine trade paperback in the place is 25% off all month long. And our Hero of the Week sale, which is every week, will feature Wolverine all month long. So there'll be a bunch of Wolverine comic books that'll be $1 each all month long here at Alternate Reality. So like Wolverine, we're the best we are at what we do, and that's save you money.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.